Let me ask you something before we get into today's episode. Have you ever felt like you know what to do when it comes to your health, but you're just not doing it consistently? If that sounds familiar, you're in exactly the right place. Welcome to the Resilient Life podcast. This podcast exists for one reason: to help you stay strong, capable, and in control of your health as you move through your 50s and beyond without having to live like a monk to do it. Because here's the truth. Most people don't struggle because they don't know what to do. They struggle because they don't consistently do what they already know. And resilience, well, that's the skill that closes that gap. So in each episode, what I aim to do is simple: help you think differently, act more consistently, and build the kind of habits that actually last. In today's episode, I want to talk about something that underpins everything. The one thing that will determine whether you get results or stay exactly where you are. So let's start here. Most people believe they need a better plan, a better diet, a better workout, a better strategy. But after nearly 30 years of coaching, I can tell you with confidence, that's not the issue. The issue is not knowledge. It's the gap between knowing and doing. And if you're over 50, this gap becomes even more obvious. Because life is full. Work, family, responsibilities. Your energy isn't what it used to be. Recovery takes longer and stress is often higher. So the old approach of just trying harder stops working. And this is where most people get stuck. They keep searching for something new instead of learning how to apply what they already know. So here's the shift. The one thing that actually changes your results is this: you take ownership of the process, not the outcome, the process. That means you stop looking for the perfect plan and you start focusing on how you operate day to day. You start thinking in terms of what works for me, what doesn't, what needs adjusting. Because real progress isn't linear. It's a cycle. You try something, you observe the result, you adjust, and then you go again. And that's it. But most people don't stick around long enough to go through the cycle properly. And this brings us to the real sticking point: discomfort. Most people don't stop because something isn't working. They stop because it feels uncomfortable. They start training and it feels hard. They improve their nutrition and it feels restrictive. They try to change habits and it feels unfamiliar. So they stop. But here's the truth. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It's often a sign that something is working. At any moment, you're weighing two things: the discomfort of change and the value of the outcome. If discomfort feels greater, you stop. If the outcome matters more, though, you continue. And that decision, repeated daily, is what shapes your future. This becomes even more important as you get older. Because after 50, you're no longer just chasing results. You're protecting something far more important: your strength, your mobility, your energy, your independence. And this is what I call your performance span. The people who maintain it are not more motivated than everyone else. They're just more consistent. They've built their ability to keep showing up, even when it's inconvenient. To adjust when things don't work instead of quitting, and to restart quickly when they fall off track. That's known as resilience. Now, here's the part that most people don't like hearing. Even when you understand all of this, it still doesn't guarantee you'll do it. Because insight doesn't create action. Structure does. And accountability is often the missing piece. Accountability is what closes the gap between knowing and doing. It's what keeps you on track when motivation disappears. It's what stops you from drifting back into old habits. And it's what allows you to actually follow through long enough to see results. If you're listening to this and thinking, right, this makes perfect sense, but what do I actually do? I advise starting with this. First, take 10 minutes and ask yourself honestly, what's actually working in your current routine? Not what feels productive, what is genuinely moving you forward. Then double down on that. Second, do one thing today that feels slightly uncomfortable. Not extreme, just something you've been avoiding. Because that's how you start to build resilience. And third, the next time something doesn't go to plan, don't label it as a failure. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? Because that shift alone can change everything. And if you are someone who knows what to do, but struggles to do it consistently, then accountability is likely the missing piece for you. And that's exactly why I created the 28-day habit challenge. It's not about giving you more information. It's about helping you apply what you already know consistently with structure and support. Because once you build that ability, everything else becomes a lot easier. So here's the question I'll leave you with today. Are you searching for the perfect plan? Or are you ready to become someone who actually follows through? Because that's the real shift. And once you make it, you'll see a lot of things in life start changing for the better. Thank you for listening today. As always, if you found this helpful, please share it with other people in your life who you know will also find it helpful. Until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and stay resilient.